Alright, so what we're going to do this time is burst, Bennett E and Q, and then do this, and then see we have Hydra on him, and then I didn't need actually to start with that, blam. Nice. And I didn't get to do a second skill, because, Yep. Well, hello, look, it's a Yelan. It's been a while since I messed with Yelan, but she's on banner, so I figure, you know, I should do a video out trying to do a vape team with her. This is going to be similar to, I think, a team that I did last year. I think there's a couple differences. One is that I actually want to use Emilie. Hopefully, Emilie will make sense in this team, though I don't think Emilie is going to be necessary by any means, but we're going to try to make use of her. The reason for that, of course, is just because, you know, Emilie does burning, and burning is pyro on enemies, and when you can do pyro on enemies, you can vape. And our goal is specifically to trigger Vaporize on Yelan's skill, which at level 13 here is a 48% multiplier, and yes, I have constellations. Well, okay, first of all, I would absolutely turn off these constellations if I could in my videos. If you don't watch them, I always have Yelan on this build with a defense circlet and a attack timepiece to purposely power her down so that she performs like a low constellation Yelan. I would turn them off if I could. But we're not using C6 today, and in fact, it will be actively bad for our goal of trying to vape on her skills. So, yeah, C5 is the skill upgrade, so that is an upgrade, but it's like an 8% multiplier upgrade. It's not nothing. C4 seems like, well, okay, C4 will do something, but not on the initial hit for the damage that we see. Like when we start a rotation, the first hit will not have any buff. C3 is burst damage upgrade. We will not be doing much burst damage. So C3 does like nothing again. The important constellations here are actually just C1 and C5. And then having Aqua Simulacra, which is to say the constellations do less than you might expect here. I do think C1 will make a meaningful difference to the experience of trying to do a forward vaporized team with Yelan, but you know, we need some pyro, of course, for the burning mechanism, and we're going to use Bennett. And of course, Bennett is not going to buff Yelan's damage, she's completely HP scaling. But what he does is a couple important things, particularly tied into our last unit, Kazuha. The combo of Emilie, Bennett, Kazuha is pretty good for just pyro application. It's a little bit circle impacty because it's Kazuha bursts, you know. But the basic idea, if we use Bennett burst here, you see down on the HP bar, we have pyro whenever we're standing in Bennett burst. That means whenever you Kazuha burst while standing in Bennett's burst, you will get a guaranteed pyro infusion, which is extra pyro application, helps keep up burning, keeps up, you know, pyro on enemies, so we can go and vape on enemies with Yelan's skill. That's the general idea. And then Bennett also is a healer, which is nice because staying alive is good sometimes. Compared to the last time I did Vaporize Yelan, the notable thing is definitely that Emilie is just a pretty compelling off-field damage dealer. Not against hydro-infused enemies, to be clear, but, you know. So I really do think Emilie is going to make this team a lot better to play, though it might not be as good as using Nahi in AoE situations. So, you know, my point is you can use a different Dendro unit instead of Emilie here for the purposes of getting big numbers on Yelan. You know, she's a good way to balance out the team's damage versus just focusing on the front-loaded damage on Yelan's skill. The other notable thing that has happened since I last did Vape Yelan is that there's been new artifacts released. Notably, well, it's been about a year since they released, but Golden Troop exists. And the interesting thing with 4-piece Golden Troop is, if you read this out, right, it gives 70% skill damage bonus, but if the character's on-field, which, you know, Yelan will be on-field, you know, you lose 25% skill damage bonus. So it'd be 45% skill damage bonus. Except you only go down to 45% skill damage bonus after being on field for 2 seconds. Which means the general idea for rotating this team is something along the lines of do Yelan, do Bennett ult, do this, to swirl Hydro at the same time of infusing Pyro with Bennett ult on Kazuha. And then have, you know, this going, of course, and then switch to Yelan, and then go bam within 2 seconds and get a big damage number. Which means I gotta go muck about with my artifacts and see what I got going on here. I think I'm gonna end up taking a lot of good pieces from Fischl or Farina. Alright, there we go. So overall artifacts I think will look like that. And what does the build look like? And don't forget to use this. And no, I don't want to talk about why I have R4 Aqua. No, we don't talk about our sins, okay? And build looks like this. That is a very healthy build, I would say. So yeah, if we can make the using her skill within 2 seconds thing work, which I think shouldn't be a problem, right? Because you can just do dash cancels. So after you do her hold skill, if we need to like run through 3 enemies, we just dash cancel. As long as we get that done within 2 seconds. Oh, this is actually a rare time where Kazuha's C2 is actually going to be relevant on my account. Kazuha C2 is super bait in my opinion. It's just not worth going for. It's very rarely that relevant, but sometimes it is, and this team is actually one of them. So as far as like the investment level of my characters and builds go and whatever, I'm not going to say this team is going to be as successful for you as it is for me, right? Obviously, some of these things are going to be making a difference. Go use, you know, damage calculators. I'll probably link a damage calculator in the video description. You can use to like input your exact artifacts and exact teams and see what damage you would get with your account. Every account is different. It's why I don't try to make my videos being like, yeah, you should definitely do things this way. I do think stringless would be an interesting alternative weapon option other than Aqua, by the way. Obviously, we're going to use my Aquas to see really funny big number on her. There's also Sackbow. If you don't have C1 Yelan, then, you know, you can get the experience of getting 2 big vapes without having C1. But of course, again, without Aqua, like the damage, the big number you're going to see is a lot lower. Like Aqua Simulacra and C1 Yelan are definitely the biggest difference makers, I think, to the general experience with Yelan specifically in this team. So the main thing we got to figure out here is our rotation, because the goal is to make sure we swirl Hydro, because, you know, getting VV buff for Hydro will make us see way bigger number on Yelan. But we also need to make sure we infuse Pyro on Kazuha's Burst for the Pyro application, so let's see if we can do that. Do this, do that. Alright, do that. Wait, it didn't have Hydro on it. Oh, yeah. No, I think I know what I gotta do. Yeah. Whoops. Also, I just realized Bennett should definitely be on a different build. We'll be using 4-piece and structures instead. 4-piece and structures, after Bennett triggers a reaction, will give some team EM for 8 seconds. It would also actually be better to use Sapwood Blade in this instance on Bennett versus Aquila, because again, we don't care about the attack buff, so this weapon giving you the little leaf you can pick up on the ground that gives you more EM will make you get more damage on your Yelan. I guess Noblesse would be buffing Emilie, but we care about Yelan in this video. Emilie is a compelling support option. Oops, you just died. That was without me setting up any buffs, by the way. Oh, one thing is worth mentioning quick. I wonder if you can do the same things I'm doing in this video with an upcoming 5-star. Maybe. Alright, so what we're going to do this time is Burst, Bennett E, and Q, and then do this, and then see we have Hydra on him, and then I didn't need to actually start with that. Blam. Nice. And I didn't get to do a second skill, because, Yep. That was actually a little bit lower damage than I expected, to be honest. I think last year I did this with Nahida. Either way, I think that was a sufficient amount of damages. We gotta go find something more tanky that actually survives a hit, though. Such as this butthole. Let's do this thing! Let's do this thing indeed, sir. Alright, do that, do this. Okay, he's got Hydra on him. Yep. Alright. And... okay, well... I scuffed that a little bit, but also half his health is gone. I also didn't crit. What I realized there was that what I have to do, I think, to make sure I get the buff on 4-piece Golden Troop for both of Yelan's skills, I have to swap out of her and then swap back in, which is a bit goofy, but it's worth it for the big number. Do that, do this, do that, do this. Alright, do this, and do this. Alright. Alright, and I forgot to swap out, and bam. Alright, there we go, right? And that's the idea. And then if there's any like time left, you know, and just maybe need to get energy. I feel like, did I not Kazuha skill or something? I think that's why I didn't have energy on Kazuha. Whoops. I'm bad. Don't worry about it. Also, apparently, I think Yelan needs a little bit more energy too. That is, of course, a factor in the team. That might be a reason to like push you towards some like sacrificial bow. This, do this. I didn't. Bam. Hey, 424k or 23k. Obviously, the exact strength of this team on my account is due to, you know, the level of investment I have these characters and whatever. But I maintain that this team is strong enough, at least for situations where, you know, you can do this setup on enemies. The front-loaded damage potential is very high. Yeah, I don't know, it's a fun, weird way to utilize this character. It's still the #1 way I've gotten value out of Yelan long-term, just playing her for funsies like this. You can't stop me from using my characters the way I want. I do wonder if Mualani, not necessarily in this exact team, but in some variation of team like this, is going to be more fun to me as a Hydro Vape carry than Yelan. there's a good chance I will get her and I'll find out, but I also think there's a good chance I'll just prefer Yelan for forward Vape still. Hello, butthole. You can indeed wait. Alright, do that. And do this. Alright. Oh, well, okay, that's fine. Okay, well. Really? God dang. Dude, my dude, I hate you so much. Can you? Oh my god, no. Why can't I ever not? Oh, I just died from the burning grass. Oh my god, bro, just die, please. Clearly, the team has pretty decent single target front-loaded damage potential. Let's go test an AoE situation. Oh, you know what I just realized? We can help with our energy situation by fabbing on Bennett. I think I'm going to switch Yelan to this flower. We don't technically have to burst every rotation this team. I should have mentioned that, because you can technically start a rotation with a charge attack on Yelan to get Hydra on the enemies for swirling with Kazuha. But Bennett is going to have a little bit of an issue of probably overriding that Hydra most of the time, so it's probably a bit more awkward. Like, you'd have to do Bennett setup first, I think, and then this. It's definitely better to be able to burst consistently. So, which, if anything, I think just, you know, for a lower investment version of this team, just use Zac Bow, and then you're kind of good, because this gives a bunch of ER. Wow. Would you? Aha, you're wrecked. Alright, do that, do that, do that. Alright, I think we got that. And, oh wait, Emilie's gonna wreck them here. Yeah. Okay, well, yep. Yeah, they all dead. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the swapping thing is kind of weird. I don't, yeah, Emilie's duration on her skill means, like, you know how these have Dendro on them, right? If we use our skill here, we're going to generate a bunch of Dendro cores. That means we don't have... in AoE here, it'll be fine. But in a single target situation, there might actually be the downside of... Emilie's Dendro will make it so we can't swirl Hydro, so Emilie actually might be bad in this team. I don't know for sure, though. We'll see what it's like in Abyss. At the very least, again, it showed you can do a very significant amount of AoE damage when you set things up here. If we have problems in Abyss, we will just switch to Nahida, but I think using Emilie is more fun. There is also the option, of course, of just not doing, you know, an Animo unit in this team. Suddenly things become a little bit less clunky to play potentially. But I think it's more interesting to use Animo because it's a big number, right? We have monkey brain, you know this. We might do both sides of the Abyss just because I think it's interesting to test things, particularly in the first chamber, first half, but then the second chamber, second half has more AoE situations, and we'll also be able to see like if the shield aura in the last chamber like interferes with things significantly. It probably will a little bit, but I'm not sure. Alright, these guys definitely should die in a single hit, right? I'd assume as much, at least, if I don't scuff things here. And, yep, okay, yep, that's about what we would have expected. I guess we just start a new rotation? Yeah, okay. I don't know if this team necessarily adapts to new waves of enemies very well. You're just gonna die from Emilie, aren't you? You didn't. No. Okay, well. I had confidence in you, lady. Oh. That was very dramatic. First chamber. Oh. Did I? Hopefully. This first chamber is a little bit weird rotationally. I can, of course, use Emilie to nuke these down. How did you live? But then it's how do we adapt to this thing? And I think the answer is we just try to swap out like Bennett E. We don't bother doing a full new setup. We just like Bennett E and then use Yelan's second skill on him. I have a potential solution for my problems, and that's shutting up. So I'm gonna attempt to do that. We'll see if it works. I didn't E on Kazuha. Oh my god, it didn't work. Oh, I don't have... Oh, do that. Yeah, that works. Oh, kind of. Kind of. Kind of. Alright. what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm so bad. Why am I so bad? It wasn't a bad clear there, but I do think I have to make some kind of an attempt to showcase this properly, but oh boy. I'm struggling. Okay, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Okay, there we go. That seems better. Aw, you didn't die. Wow, you're not dead. There we go, okay. Oh, wait, you're still alive. What am I doing? Ah, you didn't crit. Okay. Well, I think that's probably... I don't think that was great, but it's what I'm gonna stick with. I think if we do Kinky well, we should be able to get him done in like one rotation, right? Alright, right. Let's see, okay. Do this. No. Okay, that. This. Do that. And just use normal attacks. Oops. Okay, well, I didn't even deal any damage, so forgive me for cheating there, I guess. We'll just wait to start a new rotation, I think. Do we have... Oh, we don't have... Okay, that works. Okay. You're gonna teleport again, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Do this. Okay. That. This. Oh, you did die. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I scuffed it a little bit, but you saw. Oh no, my energy situation here is not... It's not ideal. Let's get a fab. Okay, there we go. I don't know if we can... I don't know if we're gonna... Oh, frick. We're not gonna be able to... Oh, yeah, her skill can't even freaking target these. Oh my god. I really wish I hadn't dingled with my energy a bit. I didn't have Hydro on him. Oh my god. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna lose 100,000 damage because we didn't swirl Hydro. Why is this boss so annoying? I wish I had my energy at the start. I literally think if I didn't have to build up my energy, I could probably just nuke him down in the one rotation. I wouldn't have any issue here. I'm gonna make an executive decision. Screw this boss. I hate its stupid invisibility mechanics. You saw what the team did against Magu Kenki. Right, I could do the same thing against this dude if I didn't have my energy at the start and didn't have to deal with this whole mechanic. Yeah. I'd rather spend time doing things on the second half. Okay, so this chamber is not going to be that interesting, but so I might cut it from the video. Oh my god, don't. Nice. Look at my energy. Oh boy. To be clear, this is a benefit of, you know, the fact that we can do, you know, Emilie things here. Means even without Yelan's energy, we can do stuff like this, right? And that can help a lot. Wham. Alright, let's see if Yelan, or sorry, if Emilie interferes with anything here, though. Alright, can you guys group together? Thank you. I didn't hit anything. Okay. Well, god freaking dang it. I could definitely say Emilie helps with this team for the inconsistencies and bad play that I'm doing. Alright, do this. Do this. I didn't hit with... Oh my god, bro. These enemies, they're just dodging my skills. I hate everything. Oh my god. Like, it's just... You know, it's fine. It's fine. because, you know, they're dead anyway, so what does it matter, I guess. It's such a weird experience playing this team, honestly. Ow, 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 ow. No, don't you show me. Okay, well, can we get in here and then do this, and then do that, and then do this? I don't think that's World Hydro. Whatever. Does it even matter? Almost is really not. Some particles, and then I missed again. What is wrong with me? I'm not having a problem clearing, but also, like, I want to acknowledge how bad I'm playing. I just keep on having to use Emilie to help with my issues, but I don't know. It's weird because it's like that's an upside of this team, but also it's like I feel like I have improperly done anything to showcase what the actual goal was. Obviously, so there's an instance of I couldn't vape on this dude because the electro going on them, right? But as soon as the electro is gone, you know, bam. All right, let's see if what I can do on these dudes. I don't know if we. Let's see. Oop, I didn't even. Whatever. Can you stop? Where's the dude? Where's the dude? Why are you over here? What, dude? I just. Am I having the worst enemy luck? Like for the enemy, I feel like I'm having like the worst enemy behavior luck in right now. Where like as soon as I try to do my thing, they just run away from me. I just. Like obviously I'm doing more than enough damage to clear, right? So it's just it's part of why like I wanted to emphasize like yeah, obviously my constellations are doing whatever, doing something, but I think that team is absolutely strong enough where it's just not necessary to have the things I have. Aqua and C1 Yelan to help though for sure. It's at least interesting that we can still get, meaningful and fun vapes even without, doing a full arse proper setup. But it is also a circumstance of if we're not doing a full proper setup, Kazuha is less. Well, I don't know. Kazuha still has value for like grouping with Emilie. Or oh my god, can you stop interrupting me? Okay, well. Oh yeah. Can I wait, I thought I had like a special charge tag. I apparently didn't. Well, whatever. Yeah. It's weird, right? Okay. I don't know if that's World Hydro or not there. It probably didn't, but let's see if we can at least get a final big vape. She died! Okay. I'm still having a great time. Like, this is fun, but I don't know. This more than anything, I think, shows the struggles in trying to get VV setups when enemies are doing all kinds of movements and whatever. This is why I tend to like playing teams like this that are like much more consistent and much more adaptable to like enemies moving around in different ways, right? Not doing Bennett circle impact is nice sometimes, basically. I didn't have burning going. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is wrong with my brain? Okay, well, let's just cry. That's what I want to do. That. End it with one big boom. Oh, it didn't quite end. Now. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that was the satisfying ending I was hoping for, but it wasn't bad. I want to emphasize that I cleared with, very comfortable times there. That's an effect of my overall investment of my account more than anything. I do think this team can be functional, playing Yelan as a vape hyper carry without having constellations, but you will see a noticeable difference from having C1 and having this constellation. And we definitely did see, as much as like Emilie had a chance of interfering with some things in some instances, it wasn't really a problem. And Emilie had much more benefit than she was a downside, just because, Bennett burst into Kazuha grouping, it made Emilie go really hard with her ult. Like, it's a way to, like, diversify the team's damage, so when things were being clunky because it was hard to get the damage out of Yelan because of the way enemies were moving, etc., etc., Emilie did help a lot here. I think this team was actually meaningfully better than the non-Hita variation because of Emilie, which is pretty cool. So anyways, should you play Vape Yelan or for whatever team variation you can think of? That's up to you. I have very much enjoyed doing Vape Yelan because, I don't know, like, I've said before how I really regret these constellations and I wish I could turn them off. And it's one of the main ways I've had some amount of fun out of Yelan, despite my regret for constellations and whatever. So take of that what you will, right? This is a character I enjoy playing a lot this way, and that's kind of all there is to it. And it's a nice, fun way to see really big numbers, right? That you might not have realized you could get from this character just by putting some resources into her skill and then doing a silly build and a silly team configured around her. And other Dendro units should be fine for seeing the number on Yelan, but of course Emilie is really good here just because she can get really good personal damage of her own. Sucrose could replace Kazuha, I think, but obviously the grouping is really nice on Kazuha. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see, you know, future content with, I don't know, a Mualani or something in similar styles of teams. Well, actually, I have ideas for Mualani that are a bit unconventional. But yeah. Subscribe if you want to see more unconventional teams like these ones or whatnot. Have a wonderful